But in Isaiah's day, in chapter 6, it says, Isaiah said, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord. So there was something blocking his view. There's something maybe blocking your view. Maybe it's something in your life that needed to die so that you could see him. In the year that King Uzziah died, he said, I saw the Lord. How many of you like to see the Lord today? You really want to see the Lord today? Just whatever it is that's been distracting you, just let it die. Because we're here today for one reason only. I mean, praise and worship was wonderful, and the building is wonderful, and everything is wonderful, but we came here to meet with God. And if we didn't do that, if we don't connect there, you can have a connect center all you want to, but if you don't connect with him today. And see, lots of times we'll come into a church and we've already decided what we're going to believe and what we're not going to believe. And I remember when I joined the gym, I didn't want to do legs. I wanted to work biceps and chest and stuff. And I hated, matter of fact, I told the guy, I said, I'm not doing legs. That ended up to be my favorite exercise, but I had already set the limit on it before I went to the gym. I'm definitely not doing cardio. No, I'm not doing treadmill. I'm not going to stretch. I'm not going to ever do that. And so we come to church that way too. You know, I'm not going to tithe. Bless God. I'm just, you know, and we had this one guy in Texas. Oh, down on the ocean, Corpus Christi. And he was a macho dude. He owned a gym. And he didn't want to hold hands with other men. That bothered him. So he had this, you know, I'll go to church, but I'm not hugging any man. No man's hugging me. And so he was sharing that. He said, he looked at me and he said, and I don't like you at all. And he said the same thing to Nate Wolf. So I thought, oh, it's okay. Nate's a good man, so I figured I must be all right too. And then in the middle of all this, he said, you guys hugging one another. He said, while he was saying that, Pastor Ben Priest left prayer circle, walked over and grabbed him by the ears and kissed him on the lips. It was awesome. But see, if you're not challenged, you can't change. Even though we're complete in him, you need challenge to move from the dysfunction that we've all had to deal with on one level or another. And in order to do that, somebody has to come along and challenge you. With me, I remember the day it happened. I finally did a 300-pound squat. And by the way, this guy can still do 500 or 600. Are you bragging on me? I guess I was. Forgive me, Lord. But anyway, I did this thing, and I put it back in the rack. One of the guys came over, picked it up, and did a military press, a set of 10, and put it back down on the rack. That can do one of two things. It can discourage you, or it'll make you spitting mad. And I went to the gym to get away from, I had lived a life of alcohol and drug addiction, and so I was going to the gym to get healthy. I didn't know they were cheating. I didn't know they were doing steroids. And so now I'm going 6 days a week, and I'm giving it all I got to try and keep up with these guys. But thank God for the challenge, because if I hadn't had the challenge, I wouldn't have changed. And see, when we come to church with preconceived ideas about, well, you know, like I told you about what happened when I first started going to Rock Church. You know, for some of you may have remembered this. It was a big deal for me to do this. One day I finally took up all the courage I could muster up, and I got one hand up, praise God. And then it took several weeks to get the second hand up. And then finally just, It's amazing how we can come into a church or come to God, and He's not limited, but we limit him by how much we'll allow him to do in our lives and how much we can actually believe him for.